Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback, and I know these are the things you're going to be working on for your revisions. So I'm going to look at these as a first-time site visitor. I have looked at them, but I'm going to be looking at them as if I've never seen these. Okay, so jumping right in, I love the color and feel of this. It's very much like on brand, for the client. Um, I would bring this up so that we can get into the content sooner. And, anytime you can lose a line, that's really helpful as far as spacing goes. I like the navigation a lot. This you would want to clear, right? Let's see what we have. That's working. Okay. These are linked up. Well done. Probably a little less space here, and maybe either this in blue or maybe, or consider closing that up. And so when you have this, you want it at the end, the very end, because that's where people are accustomed to looking. But where it is right now, you do have this, but you have it twice. So here, it's in the middle. And so you don't need that there because you have a page for that, or you can put it at the bottom in a footer. And you have this here, so we don't need it twice. The other one is linked up. This one isn't, but this is a good placement. Done a great job here of updating everything. This image needs to be replaced because it's a food truck and they don't have a sit-down place. It looks similar to Panera's or something, so that can just come out probably. I'm anxious to see the menu. Okay, this looks really great, looks exactly like a food truck. This, not so much, right? So you would be able to use this portion of the image, but the glassware is probably not something we're going to find in Real Deal Taco. This is great. You've done a really good job of editing this down to make it one line. Perfect. You could, if you want, and I recommend, adding a line here so that these are also aligned, and maybe reducing one here so we don't have that word hanging over. Perfect. This looks really good. We don't have a lot of photos, but we do have a good one, and so that's something. It's not a good idea to have none, so you have that, and you've used your space well, and they're not a long list. You've made 3 columns. Things are aligned. The font is easy to read. Might want to close in this space to reduce scrolling. But it's a great looking page. And I'll let you decide about this, but as far as being a food truck, that message is something that is a little bit muddled there. You can combine Monday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday because they're the same locations, and then you'll have less scrolling. I like this map. The color is working well. Okay. Okay, period here. And this is not too much. It's about the right amount. And these can be here or they can be throughout on different pages, at the bottom here and there. It's up to you. Sometimes people put an image there of a couple. Okay, and I want to click on these. Good. All right, this is really looking good. Let's see, we've got this here, so we're duplicating that. And we do want to get into the contact page or the information that we've promised as soon as they click on it. So everyone wants to be careful about how much space we are taking up and if it's important. If it's can be moved or eliminated, then that's something to think about doing. All right, great job. All right, so I like that you have this, gallery here, slider. We need to make sure, however, that these images are replaced. I won't be able to give points in the revision if these aren't replaced, right? Because that is definitely the template, and that's a biggie. Remember, this needs to be replaced. Or move this down here. Great image, however, we're cutting off the dog's head, so that's an issue there. I like this. I like the pin that you have there. All right. Okay, let's update this copyright to 2020. 2021 would be fine, and put your name. Okay, so these have been entered good. They look good. There's a lot of glass. You might want to, excuse me, make a border around some of these. This, I do recommend going ahead and taking a word or two out so that these can line up. The spacing probably needs to be closed just a little. The word character spacing, coding. Okay. You know, you've selected great images. Some of them, you know, do have glass. Some, you know, you probably could get away with one if we couldn't really tell if it was glass or paper. But in the cases where we can, you want to think about that. Okay. But otherwise, you're doing a good job. I think a little bit of space after each location before the next header would, you know, give you a little better separation so that it's more, you know, easily read. And this could probably be larger because you've got this all caps, and this hierarchy, this would be bigger and getting bigger as we go to the top. So maybe that could be bigger and that could be even bigger. Okay, I think you see what we need to have happen here. We need spacing between these columns. Right? And let's left align all of this. Let's left align all of this as well. Actually, okay, this is one event. So it's the reflow, it's the wrapping of the text. Left align and go in and try and fix that wrapping is all. Left align all that. Left align and probably separate these into two paragraphs, you know, put a little space between a paragraph. And same here. All right. You could add an image there. It would improve it some. Let's just put the icons here. I would go ahead and add a form. Just go into the plus sign in Wix and add a contact form. Right? Good job. All right. Let's get into this quicker, about like that. Okay. Which means your logo may have to go here. But I think that's what we can do. And then you can bring your navigation in there. But we want to get into the page. So there's less scrolling. Okay. Nice. Great. And, you know, like I said, if you want to combine Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then put Friday, Saturday, you would be able to pull all this up. And okay. Okay, so this is a good solution here, right? So we're not scrolling quite so much. All right. No images, but I'm going to leave you to think about how you might reflect on tacos or something there. You probably want to bring this up a little bit. You do want them in the same place every page, but I think you might want to bring it up. Okay. I do like this image a lot, but I think you want to put this, I think I mentioned it before, have a box behind it that is of a certain opacity, you know, a gray box that's maybe 10% or something to help it separate from the back. And probably cut it down to this much, go through and find out what you can pull out so we don't have this. Okay, this can be cut off a little bit. Okay. All right. Good. Same style header. All right. It's really looking good. It's really coming along. All right. Good job. Okay. You can combine these, I think, a little less scrolling. Good job down here. These can link. This color is a little hard to read. Right? You might want to put it in this blue or something with a little higher contrast. Okay. This I would just disable. It's not required, and so it's actually getting in the way. You will need more menu items though, won't you? So I would probably just, maybe you just need to fill this out. Maybe that's what you're about this week. Remember the desserts. Let's take this, just the right amount, but let's left align that. Right? And possibly break it up into one or two paragraphs. But it's good. Yeah, I think this is a little hard to read, this color, depending on the size in some places. Also, this happens a lot, but watch out for the clipping of this logo. Happens all the time, but you can repair that. You can fix it. It's a detail you'll want to figure out. Okay. And I think I would take this off. Okay, we have this twice, so you only need it once. All right. Yeah, a little darker color, but otherwise great. It's looking great. You guys are not responsible for logo, but I'm sorry, for mobile, but I do want to look at it and see. So you can see next year you will be responsible for mobile. See, that turns out to be a lot of text for mobile. Left align it. We can cut it down a little more. All right. Good work. Okay. Let's see. I think that I've given some feedback on this for sure. And this lettering works at this size, but not with this. Let's take this, same thing here. Let's take this and either put it at the bottom or over to the side so we get a little more, we can come up a little bit here. And I think we want to either remove the buttons and that so that we really get more space up here. And I wouldn't use that font, right? I think we talked about that. Okay. But I do love this. I think it's a really great image. This appears to be all bolded. I'm not sure, but check it out. And I think we discussed the possibility of wrapping this so that this would move over to the right and this would begin right here and then wrap at the bottom. It's just the right amount. And once you make those adjustments here, this is all going to come up a little bit. Okay. And your peers, they really liked this kind of natural background and they felt it looked like a menu. So that's something I think you'll want to keep. You might think about aligning all of this, bring that over, bring that over. We do lose, there's a lot of space. So if that were to come over here, that might even be better, having the price to the right. In this case, it brings it out a little bit, but here it wouldn't. So that's something you want to think about if it's too if this makes it too long a heading. You could even wrap the text and have these in columns, and that would have less scrolling too if you found you had time to do that. This is working in that respect. You could put you're being consistent here, so that's a good thing. All right. Okay. I think the background needs to be something other than white. I don't think we want to introduce a new color necessarily, and this is okay. You could combine them, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, but it's okay. It's not too much scrolling. It's not bad. Yeah, we just have a lot of stacking going on here, and I think this is something that can easily be relocated. Okay, this is a nice clean page. I'd probably make this smaller, but that's a detail. So the purple, I think maybe this darker blue would be good. And as far as a background, I think you could try, um, one of the colors in this. See how that works as a solid background color. Even this color maybe, or, this color. Maybe you want to pull, be interesting to put this into a color palette generator and see what colors you have to work with from that, because it is a really nice coloring that you have here. Okay, so great start. I'm looking forward to seeing the updates. Okay, good. Okay. Um, Interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this all has to be entered text. This isn't searchable. So when you're making, a site for a restaurant, we would not be able to just add this, right? We have to add the context, and maybe in white would be nice. We may decide you want to bring this all up so we can get into it sooner, but kind of like the colors that you have going on here. So it would be interesting to see what that looks like when it plays out. You could put the logo here. Yeah, and bring this up to one line. Even though I like this, you're going to need space. Good. Same here. You're going to enter the context and then the content here. Okay. So it's searchable, and a screen reader would be able to read it, somebody who's low vision. So all of that has to be entered, enter text. You can put it through a Word doc and take out the formatting and then paste it in to your site. That might work for you. Okay. All right. I think I'd make that blue, but all right. You can always tell just how much effort's being put into something if you've linked it up. So that's a good job there. I want to see the same. This appears to be a different font from this and from this. Okay, so you want to be consistent with your style. This may be maybe this. Let's close this up a little bit. Okay. All right, good start. All right, one more. You could probably bring this over, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I think I do like green. It really green generally works with this. Let's take the titling out here. Good. I'd make these a little bigger, maybe closer to this blue. Good. Okay. I like this. It's all working. Sometimes videos will slow things down, so be careful of that. Remove the tiling. Okay, very nice. And you can take a screenshot of this video if you want, if it needs to be that way. Nice. These colors are working together as far as the proportions, how much you're using of a certain color. Nice, all linked up. Got a good feel. Okay, you do want to check because we've got a few different fonts going on. Okay, that one's different, that one's different, that one's different. So go through and just have one header and one body copy would be fine, would work for you. All right, everybody. Thank you, and let me know if you have any questions this week as you are working on these. And I'm excited to see what this finished project will look like for you. Good job, everybody.